Are you doing an oral presentation or
title of those figures? So, boys, we want the whole place to be quiet so that we can understand each other and witness Mr. CEO. Mr. Vanessa, yeah, the co-chair should start with medicines. Yeah. Yeah, so let's say a change in the order because we see that the first before us is meter or proceed. Stop proceeding, please. Okay. Just I hope you guys will help me to maintain eye contact with the honorable senators, honorable chairman, and members. Please reduce the levels of your gadgets. The senator advised you just recently, please reduce the level of your gadgets. Honorable chairman and members of the committee, members of the Liberian Senate, and the legislature at large, and to the three caucuses of Bong, Nima, and Grand Bassa counties, colleagues from across governments, say thank for the opportunity to provide important information that will be required for further actions both by the legislature and, if required, by the executive. To begin, I would like to firstly state a point of caution. As we are all aware, the government, the executive through the Interministerial Committee on Concessions, is currently engaged in negotiations with ArcelorMittal Liberia for the purpose of the third amendment to the Mineral Development Agreement. And as negotiations go, there are certain information that is critical to the position of any party to the negotiation. So in this vein, the Ministry of Finance and members of the IMCC and other agencies of government who will be participating in this hearing and subsequent ones. Mr. Vanessa? Yes? Just a caution. This discussion is focusing on the one that is enforced. I'm coming. So in that regard, what we discuss here will have bearings on the final outcome of our negotiation with MITA. So I just want to say that we'll be very circumspect about the detail, the extent to which we provide certain details. So to begin with, we have before us the request for information from the Liberian Senate with respect to the cost of the recently dedicated concentration plants and also the overall corporate value of ArcelorMittal Liberia. The letter refers to an amount of 1.4 billion. That amount plus what could be the corporate value of MITA will require, firstly, getting the balance sheet of MITA and other financial statements, and then the appropriate technical and policy staff at various levels of government will then evaluate that and come up with a fair assessment of those figures. So in that context, we can only say that in the absence of official information about these things, we cannot make an informed statement about the cost of the concentration plant or the actual corporate value of META, because we just taken oath to be very truthful to the Senate and through the Senate to the Liberian people. And the next thing that we can speak to, however, is an official report that we received from META. And I will speak to two of those. One of them is the amount of SDF, Social Development Funds, that are being paid over a 20-year period beginning 2006 to 2025. What we have in our possession, which is annexed to one of the reports we received from META, is a total of 58 million. But these two will have to be verified through our revenue records. But what is of some concern that the Ministry of Finance and other entities of government will want to bring to the attention of the Senate and the legislature is this. Sometime in 2020, the Ministries of Finance, Internal Affairs, and ArcelorMittal Liberia signed an MOU. And the MOU required that the company will withhold 20% of the annual $3 million that goes to the 3 concession counties. So from our point of view, we have some questions which we hope the Senate and the company can address. According to the MDA, the $3 million, as laws go, is part of the law, the concession law. And the payment modality is also part of the concession law. So was that law in the concession agreement amended to allow the company to withhold 20%? That is a point of inquiry, a point of interest for us. And then the second point, according to the reports that were provided us for the utilization of the 20% from 2020 to 2025, the amount of 4.8 million was withheld. But the actual project reports show 2.086 million was spent. So we need to know details, the status of the remaining fund. Are they committed or tied to procurement or to ongoing projects, and so on and so forth. That will require 2,086,158.76. So I just summarize it to 2.86 million, 0.86 million. So there is more than 2 million difference between what the company withheld and what they reported as executed projects. So that will require some investigation. And the second and more important one, other important one is the legal basis for that MOU. Even though it was executed between the company and government agencies, but we also have to know whether the concession agreement called for a portion of it to be amended or to be changed without going through amendment. As to the, yes, sir.
Are you doing an oral presentation or you reading from a script?
I'm reading from my notes.
You don't have presentation for us. So someone will start guessing or keeping the figures recalling and the percentage.
So what I can do, maybe here after I can present copies, or because I took everything from, I'm summarizing from the company's reports.
If you are coming for the hearing, you didn't prepare our copies. All the figures recalling the percentages, when are we going to go back to them to know exactly what you're talking about?
Okay, I'm sorry, Senator, but I assume wrongly. I thought the company might also share this with every one of us involved. So that is why.
You are representing us. Why will you have to we counter check yours against what the company will present?
So the point that I'm making now is simply the observed difference in their reports. Like I said from the beginning, ours and other agencies of government that are especially finance oriented, our assessment of the company's overall financial position, we tend for now to reserve comments on that because we think they are sensitive to various ongoing processes. So, but we will speak to what is available to us since the company is here, and all of us can then listen to them to provide the necessary clarification as will be required.
Continue, please continue. Continue.
So, then another point to note is that in their report over the 5-year period from 2020 to 2024, they may, I'm not, the issue of the specific numbers, these are subject again to further analysis by the tax authorities, and it's an ongoing thing. But there are certain connotations that we must correct. For example, taxes and duties and royalties is being described as direct contribution to government. And I think that connotation is wrong. Those are legal obligations. Taxes are levied by law, and all economic agents must pay their taxes. Royalties, similarly, and the Social Development Fund. Those are all legal requirements. They are not contributions. So when the company describes it as contributions, I think the context and connotation is a bit problematic. So I would like to stop here for now, and I'm sure there are many persons here on the witness stand, and some of them will also have other contributions to make. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. The Minister of Mines.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman of the Joint Committee and distinguished honorable members of the Senate and my colleagues here. I'd like to thank the committee, the Joint Committee, for the invitation, and it helps us as regulators.
Do you also have presentation? You have written something to read them to present?
Yeah, we have a presentation, but we don't have many copies.
Okay.
The ArcelorMittal MDA contains about 41 different obligations and responsibilities. Apportioning those obligations to the parties, to government, and to AML, our responsibilities total about 50, and then AML has about 26 obligations. What we have done in the Ministry of Mines and Energy, in collaboration with the NBC and all the relevant players, is as we receive reports from ArcelorMittal on a quarterly basis and taking their own annual reports into consideration, we have been able to develop a matrix, compliance matrix, which we have all agreed upon that we are using to corroborate what they present in their reports against what the terms and conditions of the Mineral Development Agreement are. And in that way, it helps us. As of this day, as we speak up to the review, internal preliminary review we have done, Mittal's own reports and what we have been able to identify says to us that they have been able to ship more than a little over 16 million metric tons, and most of it is DSO, meaning direct shipment ore. More than 90% of it is about direct shipment ore. On the issue of employment, and I will speak to that, honorable members of this committee, because everything we are talking about also, they are linked one way or the other. It will be unfair if we don't address it. So what we have done also in collaboration with other relevant agencies is to look at the last 5 years. And from what we have done, as far as our preliminary assessment is concerned, there are gaps in implementation. For example, in year 14, which is 2020, from the own reports that they submitted, we have seen that they are behind schedule in terms of achieving the employment obligation targets within the MDA. I would like to say that. Same as year 15, which is 2021. We also have been able to establish that the AML, in compliance with the employment obligation as set forth in the agreement, is behind and we're able to identify that. And our comment is that the company failed as far as compliance is concerned. And we are looking strictly at records that they have submitted to us, and we are assessing it jointly. And if there's any comment to that effect, they will let us know. And when we do our assessment, the plan is to engage them, but we want to be able to, we want to do it comprehensively. Because last year, we decided to launch a comprehensive review of all license holders in the country. So we decided to begin with Class B and exploration licenses, which we completed because we knew that MDAs have a lot more we needed to consider. We decided to treat the MDAs last, and that's what we are doing, because there are other MDAs that we have, some of which exist on our records, but they are not active. So we have to approach it that way. On the issue that the Minister of Finance just informed us about regarding the social corporate responsibility withholding of 20%, we have not been able to identify any records within the Ministry of Mines and Energy that also was, it happened. Now, if it did happen, then it was also a misstep that the ministry, which has a critical role to play, such as the Ministry of Mines and Energy, would have been left out in the consultation leading to that. We just wanted to make that point. On the other query contained in this, the purpose for which we are here, which Senator Twine raised, regarding whether the Mineral Development Fund, the research fund, is remitted to the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Honorable Senators, we can say to you here, the Ministry of Mines and Energy does not receive any such fund. If it happened, we have not been able to come across any such record. Now let me go to the plant, the processing plant. The processing plant, it is fair to inform you, and what we are hoping to engage AML on is when you commission a plant, then a plant you are saying that the plant is now in operation. And so what we are interested in, since the plant is commissioned, we have to know the production. Then we'll be able to know what is that, and that information we will hope that ArcelorMittal will be able to give to us. But the reports that we receive from them, or at least we have been receiving from them, have no indication about the cost of the plant and all of that. And but from our own assessment, from our own observation, I think it's fair for us to inform this body and the public that that plant has not been completed. Construction work is not complete. We have to let this body to know that. So,
are you talking about the president with the
Hey, Afonso. Afonso, are you there?
I'm here, John.
I had to erect a checkpoint right here. I had to pause this. I'm getting to know that the plan that was recently dedicated by the president, according to one of the ministers, that plan, that processing plan, the construction work is not yet completed. So you see, why is it that Mental keep lying to the people of Liberia? Why Mental keep using the little opportunity we have given them to ride on us as citizens? You see, the plan that they've been saying that this plan is completed, this plan will start operating, they spend XYZ money on the plan. How something that is not yet completed, you came up with an estimated completion budget? You came up with a budget and submitted it to the people. But Afonso, let's continue playing this. Is as you keep listening to it, it becomes emotional. But I want us to play the full clip of this. If even we cannot discuss this today, we might discuss it tomorrow. You are muted, Afonso.
What we're discussing here is a serious matter.
It's serious.
Very serious matter. You know, accident mental, when people tell them to go, other people looking at it different because they feel that all of them they come and go jobless. But the fact of the matter is, accident mental is not doing the needful. It's a criminal company. They've been robbing all of countries around the world. People have problems with them. Some of they pack their thing and left all of countries. And they are stationed in few countries. Even in the very South Africa they rob the people too many times. Now just of recent, South African government become vocal on the issue and they start coming down to earth. But it has not been easy in South Africa since they started their operation. And they found that Liberia had oil, and they want to kind of exploit us. And they did not come, at the time we were to be well in our mind. They came at the time we just came from war. Everybody was traumatized, thinking, waiting to get food on the table. So we were hungry people at the time. So we accepted them because we were hungry. But how long will we be hungry for? How long have we been hungry? How long will we be hungry? Now that our table is little bit juicy, because we get small food on it now, we get it to understand in a dying minute. Because there is a dying minute, they spent 20 years now, almost 21 years. They get 5 years left. 2030 they should be living, and they want additional 25 years. Which we're talking about around 2055. They want to be living the country 2055. But if we're 20 years to point out some of the key development they are undertaking that Liberian people will be post for, it's not shown. You get a plan that you ask the president to go and dedicate when the plan is not completed. It's sad.
It's bad, man. And you said the plan was completed, it will start operation. And I don't know, the ministers, they didn't know about this. Did they inform the president about it?
Meaning,
What is going on?
they continue to lie to the president. They continue, you know, their ugly act will show in public.
Most
As we-
definitely.
as- as we
It's
go-
showing
as-
already.
As we go about, you know, discussing it every day, their attitude will show to the public that they are not the best, you know, company in Africa, even in the world. They dare to exploit people. Look, you can bring additional company or different company in Liberia that will be better than ArcelorMittal. There are company out there waiting to come. There are company there. If ArcelorMittal have been better company where they themselves can get it all and process it, they feel like, okay, since that is the case, I don't think we got to build the washing plant. The native can do that, just build the factory in Liberia right there instead of exporting it. That will be costly. Let's get a material right in Liberia. We'll process all the material there. They will be distributing in Africa. Then the one that the European country too will need to send it now. You can open a factory right there in Liberia. All of Liberia, over at least you can get like 15,000 to 20,000 people working in those factories, people working on the mine, all of people working to the factories. You already finish, you know, getting that job, that hardship from the government. But instead, they want to take everything and create another job for people in different countries. That's what they believe, because they feel, and the frustrating portion here is when the old are taken from Nima to Grand Bassa getting in shape. The moment you get out there, those who now work on the hard work is been done, but those who now work on it out there, their salary are most advanced than those who do the hard work down.
Yeah, those are entering in a mountain,
Yeah,
taking all of the rigs to
taking the
mine those
rigs,
holes.
driving those trucks around the mountain, and then they
it's
mistake when they
frustrating,
value lost
Afanso.
their life. Your salary is just less, and people are making how they call it $50-$75 per hour in the European countries working in their factories.
And
So-
you paying our people, the security that are there, you paying them $150.
In the entire month, you pay somebody $150 that is not even somebody working here per hour. They are money they working per hour here for more than that. Are you kidding me? Like
Afanso,
we need to redefine our country as how they call it, our Tony say our independent day speaker said we need to redefine our country. We need to reposition ourselves.
we have exhausted our time, but since we joined beyond Mental the other day, the senator joined us in the fight, other people joined. We will start again with Mental. Before we introduce any other story for the day, we'll take at least 15 minutes and dig inside Mental.
Oh yeah.
15 minutes with
we have to discuss as they are on the preliminary hearing and all, you know.
Yeah, we need to inform our people about the things
hearing this thing. We got to be very focused on some of the issues. But other than that, we don't see our country moving forward when our resources are being extracted and nothing is left back for us and the future generation to benefit. Nothing.
Definitely.
Yeah. At least Lanco did something that we can see. Even though they carry most of the old, but they did something. They built Yekepa. And Yekepa was better.
It is a facility of Yekepa, of Lanco that Mental is using in the entire Yekepa. Look at the school they're using right now.
Liberia now have any twin trial prior to Lanco coming. The twin trial alone is another boost, you know, to the government. There are so many things Lanco did, but what what ArcelorMittal is doing? Even to build road, you know that the rail is costly. Then even putting that quota from Uganda to Yekepa. You know, even putting quota from Monrovia to Yekepa, from Uganda to Yekepa, and they can't complete that. Then you see the rail, and you say processing plant 1.4 billion.
And the plenary complete. Then you go dedicate the plan.
0.1 of the billion, which is 100 million, could pave the road from Ganta to Yekepa, and all in Yemen there, you're going to pave road there. We're talking
It's,
about,
it's bad.
we're talking
It's
about
bad.
close to 60 kilometers of roads, which is 60 million. Then you get additional 40 million left to pave road all in Yemen there.
And you see,
all the people are nearby.
so we need to expose mental. The reason why they dedicated our plan is because they want to convince the president, they want to convince the legislature that yes, indeed, look at the investment we are undertaking in the country, so that our president, the House of Legislature, can have pity on them to say yes, ArcelorMittal is working in the interest of the people. A plan that you build, nobody is watching you, nobody told you to build that, but you personally say you will build that by yourself. And they didn't complete, but you brought the president to dedicate a place only because you have a pending reform of your MDA. Make this thing to make sense to us, please. Who do you think we are? Why are you taking the Liberians people to be a total trash to you?
If I was a president, I don't think the president is being fool-set. The president is aware of everything they're doing.
I know that president, he can strike unknowingly. He will.
The president got so many people who gave him actual information, and those actual information is the one he act on. That's why he don't just listen to the social media people accusing people here and there just to be sacking people. No, he don't do that. But when the actual information comes, the president can take action. But what I know that the president will not just look at that. If he enter there to look at it and just send it to the legislature, you will not do it. You will have to get another committee to look at it carefully to see what order before you can send it to the legislature. Because you know when you send it there, let the people see what really they've been talking about. Let it see it. Let it be reflected. That these are things. If I were President Baka, as those things, my brother, those things actually are not investment.
They are not.
It's not investment.
It's
because
not. What a benefit we would get from that thing?
Now you just looking there that you renting somebody's house in your room, then you buy your mattress, you buy table, you buy floor mat to just to make the room look good. You go and put it there. So when you live in there with the house owner,
you buy your lay lights.
Yeah, you buy over your solar light, all what is in. But in the whole yard, no current though, but no current inside your room. Is that investment? That's not investment.
This is actually heartbreaking.
That's not investment.
Let's play this thing for our followers. Maybe we might not appear to talk about it, but tomorrow, hopefully, when we come back again, we'll discuss this because we've gone in our time already. But we had to play this entire thing, and I want us to listen to it. Tomorrow, we will declare the line open. When the SUE appear here, we'll declare the line open for people to call.
The SUE coming tomorrow?
Yeah.
May that clarify that thing because I was prepared for that lady. The lady didn't appear. Then you see another.
No, you see what can happen. It is not our fault. We play our part. We send the invitations. At the end result, they stay away. For that lady, since then, we've not heard from her. We don't even know her activities in the district. And we are the same people that say we should include ladies into democracy, into politics and all those things. But they are the same people that are afraid. I can say that. Because we gave you a platform to appear. We want the people to hear from you. Tomorrow, if you are elected, where can we get you again? Because you guys come to us and say, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. The other folks was here recently, the man said he will be working from his hometown. The other guy said he will build an office at Ominga. Why you can build an office in Blue Lake? Why you can build it in Butu? Why you go to build it in Ominga? You want people to pay their way all the way to Ominga first? But again, that's it.
These are things I used to have problem with Kuga. My brother, every time we talk, I would say Kuga. Because 13 years in our district, we expected him to have done much than what he did. Though 13 years, not so much year, the houses that man built in Monrovia and Ganta, he could build a house in Butuo and even tell the people in Butuo, okay, they try to start surveying the lowlands here. They try to start marking street. These are plain, people get, and leader get say, yeah. Because when you start doing that, the next thing that comes to your mind is, I want to push something in the house to get, what they call Mutu to be declared city. So they start solving, they get our own design for and see how well, Mutu can be structured as a city, looking at those valley, those creeks around. Let's see what to do, But instead, it can take over $300 US, $300,000 build structure all in a place outside of the district. Then to enter the district, you get a car can't go there, you sit on motorbike to go. Very disgusting, disgraceful as a representative.
No,
So,
Alfonso, I beg you. I beg you, Alfonso. We will have to discuss that another time, because even in Koga, we got to go down on Koga.
But I think even the election year of Koga, I only say I was supporting the voice of the vice president, just for the integrity and the voice of the vice president. I will do what he said. So I was there appealing to other people to live by what the vice president said, because I know.
And we are hearing some scary information from the district. But when I lay hands on that, for me, I keep secret. Anybody can tell me that secret. I would not come here.
No. In the public gallery, on social media, this platform, you don't keep secret. The
No,
issue
for
is
me, I would
not calling anybody.
I wanted to tell me. Once they tell me, I will keep the secret. Let them tell me first, because the information I'm gathering from the district, what I'm hearing is bad. What I'm hearing has the propensity to break down MDR. But once I get that information, we can assure our listeners, we can assure our followers, we can assure our many, many fans here online and in radio land, we spit it out.
My brother,
because we don't want
MDR is not bigger than Lima, it's not bigger than Liberia.
No.
And if they cannot protect MDR, they can break it down, then they break it down. All political parties can break down. What happened in this Liberia still remains. The fact remains, the people of Lima should be united. The people of Lima should get a sense of direction to know where they're going, so that we can see our country be developed. So whether you disorganize MDR, you don't disorganize MDR. MDR is not putting food in the table. It only exploiting more people. Once you're exploiting more people, people will follow it. Some people will lose their life after election. They don't really get a job, nothing, no benefit coming. The example of Cooper Crow. Yeah.
we will come out of Cooper Crow. I mean, when you listen to this, the minister spoke about employment today. But again, Alfonso, that's what I said. We need to play this tomorrow. We get ourselves.
This day, we're taking this day to just be focusing on Booyah, but there are trending issues about Liberia in the government circle that we need to be discussing. In the social circle, we need to be discussing the economic circle, the agriculture sector, and all other sectors around the country, in the county, in the district, in each district. In fact, we should be discussing issues in each district. We have to get most of those people, we have to get correspondents in some of those districts that will be calling on the show, letting us to understand what is unfolding in their district. Then we start to discuss them. Because now the Booyah, the whole platform shouldn't be based only on Booyah. When it be that we will have some limit.
We focusing on Booyah recently only because of the candidates we are giving a platform. Like today, we divert our focus point from Booyah. Now we're discussing the nation.
Yeah. I'm saying that from the background where I want our panelists will always say on the show, this is a family show.
They're talk to DK.
No, I'm not talking to. I'm just saying something very serious. Yes.
I beg you, let's discuss that in-house. We can be here. Alfonso, why your problem?
Okay, I'll leave it.
Leave it, Alfonso, please. But again, that's it. Let's play the minister again. Maybe we'll come back with our last statement before we give our party comment, and we'll play the entire session today. Then tomorrow we get ready for the Iron Lady herself. Let's listen to the minister.
Just for thank God tomorrow I'm going to work. Oh, I will sleep in the morning just for that lady. Yeah.
I beg you.
So, but it is a good thing, it is a good development for us that such a plant is being constructed, albeit, in the latter part of the concession lifespan. But what we are saying is, what we are interested in, we want the plant to work, and we want the operation to be strictly in line with what the terms of the agreement are. And that way, because my other colleagues are here, the National Bureau of Concession is here, we will be able to. And the figure we gave is just for the 5 years. The old shipment we gave, the old figure we gave, the iron ore shipment we gave is for the 5 years that we have been able to preliminarily assess based on reports that we have received. Yeah, the 16 million, the total. That's from 2020 to 2025, including, but it includes Q1 of 2025. It includes 2021. But what we are doing, and the reason we are giving this figure here is because we took oath to tell you nothing but the truth. But these figures that we are giving are subject to further verification, so that in the end, we can have a data that we say, yes, this is verified based on, as I said earlier, what we are doing is still preliminary. But it would be unfair if we didn't share our initial observations with you.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Thank you very much. Since the major issue was on infrastructure, Minister of Public Works was indicted. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the invitation, members of the committee. We are happy to be here, and other senators that are here. The Ministry of Public Works, like you know, is responsible overall for all infrastructure investment in the country, whether it's a vertical or horizontal infrastructure development. I like to say that I don't know whether the concession agreement, I've not seen that in the concession agreement, whether it gives ArcelorMittal the full authority to construct without the Ministry of Public Works authorizing that construction. And let me say that I am also a little disappointed that we set up at the Ministry of Public Works a infrastructure working group, a rural infrastructure working group. And that group brings together all of the concessionaires around the country that are constructing facilities within the concession area, whether it's housing or any other construction that should take place. And of course, that gathering has been very successful with the cooperation from other concessionaires. I will name them. ArcelorMittal has never attended the meetings. We send them invitation to those meetings. They have not attended the meeting, and I haven't received any reason why. Whether it's deliberate or not, maybe they can say so, but they have not cooperated. We've had other concessionaires that have come to the meeting and also submit drawings for any construction that has taken place, whether housing construction, whether they're doing road rehabilitation. That has not happened. Since I became Minister of Public Works, I visited ArcelorMittal once. We spoke about the road construction, especially the road from Kanta to Sanikore, which they've done. And my conversation was about the second phase. I know that project was a joint project between the government library and ArcelorMittal, because I was Deputy Minister of Public Works when we put up the first disbursement for that project to start, because Arcelor could not do that at the time because of the slumping price of oil. And I remember we did that because CSE that was providing the construction ability for that project got to the point where the government would have been held responsible, either because of the government inability to provide the funding since we signed off on the project. So I went to have a conversation about what do we do about phase 2. Of course, they said that's something that they were reviewing. I also raised the issue about other construction works that were taking place and that we would expect that ArcelorMittal would participate in those engagements. But let me say that
Aslimenta has not done so. Secondly, on the construction of the plant, our records at the Ministry of Public Works Act show nothing of the submission to the Ministry of Public Works. So we have no idea about the drawings of the plant, for example. And I know there's the issue of the cost. We won't know that because there was no full authorization given for the construction of the plant. So with what is done within the concession area, we don't know. I also visited Yekepa to look at the infrastructure internally, that is the road network, the hospital facility you spoke about, and some of the housing facility. And I will be frank to this, that I'm disappointed. We have to do more. I think Aslimenta has to do more. I think they are investing more in the economic infrastructure to just extract the resources, but do not want to invest in the social infrastructure that support the lives of the people who are in the concession area. So we need to do more as a government. And I think this gathering and bringing Aslimenta to speak to this is important. And I think as we are going into, in my mind, the third amendment of the agreement, some of those things that should have been done, especially for the infrastructure development on that concession, should be done or must be done before we go ahead as a government to go into any agreement of such. I think we should do so. And I will say it again openly that I hope Aslimenta can respect our letters, invited them to those meetings, because the other concessionaires attend the meetings and they subscribe to the things that we do with them for approving all the construction that they do within their construction area, all the road works that they do, they all comply. But Aslimenta has been non-compliant. Let me say it that way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Thank you. While the minister was in flight, a colleague of ours just arrived. Colleague, could you just introduce yourself so the witnesses will know you? If there's anybody that came in has not introduced you.
Oh, I am Samuel Gongwen Koga, Senator of Nima County.
Senator Blessinger Milton Finlay, Senator of Grand Bassa County.
Thank you.
Two.
Senator Joseph Jallow, member of this committee, Lofa County.
Senator Amara Kone, Senator from Wapuru County.
Okay, thank you. Considering that there is a legal instrument that we are discussing, a legal partnership between MAL and the government of Liberia, and that is why we ensured that the Ministry of Justice was invited. Mr. Minister, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Honorable Chair and Honorable Co-Chair, distinguished senators, I must first express the regret on behalf of the Attorney General for being unable to come today. So we ask for your forgiveness, that you will honor the next invite once the time is okay for him. On that note, a lot has been said. This has to do with compliance. As you may know, the Minister of Justice yes, Senator. IT chair of the cabinet. The Attorney General is the IT chair of the cabinet. All right, thank you. The Minister of Justice's role in this is a little different. We are part of the IMCC, but unless a review is done by the MDC and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and the principal sector agency, which is the Ministry of Mines and Energy. And issues are presented therefrom before we can actually take action as the Ministry of Justice. Labor matter could arise. The only time we will spontaneously move is if a crime is being committed. If a crime is committed or being committed, MOJ will swiftly move to intervene. So, unless a complaint is presented to us, like in the current case, two of my colleagues mentioned about a third amendment being under review. We are participating in that. So, nothing has come to us yet, and I think when we dialogue with the NBC, they told us they have done review up to their current up to 2020. 2021 to now is currently under review. So nothing is we are not aware of anything yet. On one of the issues Minister Meyer spoke about, we have a similar view on another thing that was presented in a prior engagement with the House of Representatives, some stuff proffered by AML. The senator who proposed or who proffered the request that is leading to this, sitting today, mentioned about $100,000 research fund, mineral development research fund that should have been remitted to the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Similarly, under the same NDA, a $50,000 fund supposed to be paid annually to the University of Liberia for what? Geology, for the geology department. What was presented, I think it was sometime this week or last week, we noticed there was an MOU that was executed between the University of Liberia, the Ministry of Education, and the Nima County Community College. Instead of the $50,000 being paid to the University of Liberia for the geology department, an understanding was reached through that memorandum of understanding, and that money is now going, is supposedly going to the what? The Nima County Community College. The question then is that an amendment to the NDA? Technically, I would say yes. Because after a standing provision enshrined in the NDA directed that this money would be paid to the University of Liberia for the Department of Geology, not to the Nima County Community College. The intent is not only to develop geologists that are in Nima County. No, that's not the intent. The University of Liberia was the one the fund was intended for. So if a change should be made to that provision, then I think you ratify this agreement. Further consultation should have been had. So that.
Alfonso, the more you listen to today's hearing, the more you get to realize that these people have been violating the MDA. So all the things they've been saying that they've been giving money to the geology department of the Nima University, it was a lie. They diverted the money that's supposed to go to University of Liberia to Nima University. I don't know with who consensus they did that. A legal document that told you to do certain thing, and you went. I don't know whether that was done single-handedly, but I don't know for which purpose it was done. But the more you listen to today's hearing, the more you get to realize that ArcelorMittal Liberia is in total violation of the MDA. And I want to say this. I want to side with anybody who agree with me that AML operation in Liberia should be halted until the right thing is done. If they cannot do it, let them leave. There are so many different companies in the world, mining companies, that wants to invest in a country that has mineral resources. This is a complete chaos. This is bad. It's bad. It's unfortunate that we do not have the time in our favor to discuss this thing. At first, we did a thorough research that the 200,000 are supposed to have been given for scholarship by ArcelorMittal Liberia. That money was not given for a couple of years. Now we're getting to realize that the 50,000 that should be given to the University of Liberia, that is in the MDA, that 50,000 now is diverted to Nima University. And they are claiming that they are supporting the geology department at Nima University. I thought it was from their own pocket. But having realized that it is the money that's supposed to be given to UL, now diverted to Nima University, this is a complete violation. This is a complete violation. I think the government of Liberia needs to step in this. Celie, welcome to the show. Today is a very emotional show that we are having, something that we keep discussing over and over and again, but there are no other action being taken. No other action.
Yeah, John, I know you're right. But again, to say this thing, the government need to take action. The government is aware of this thing. They are aware that they came up to an agreement to have money being paid to UL. They know that. And they're also aware that the money is being transferred to or diverted to Nima University. The point is, if the university, because some of our lawmakers at the time were advocating that since Nima had a college and they got geology department, UL also had geology department, but the geology department around the concession area, because according to the information in that particular, that provision say that the money they pay to the University of Liberia, it should have been paid to a university that is in the local of the operation. But I call the ABCU was not providing geology. That particular thing, so they were giving it to UL. But since then, since now we have Nima University, that's how in their own mind they diverted it to that side. But I thought what is supposed to have done was to increase the amount. Okay, let's stay with UL, the 50,000, which is not much, and at least try to find something for Nima University in the tune of 100,000, 150,000. My brother, if ArcelorMittal can look at people in Bapa and give them almost $500,000 just for a portion of land they were occupying, because that particular area was where they wanted to blast, where they wanted to mine. So you cannot give 100,000 to Nima University to produce people that will help, uplift your activities in the place. It's regrettable, my brother. This thing we're saying is supposed to happen ever since, but we're saying it today because they want to get another agreement, and we got some sound-minded leaders now there. If it had not been so, it was even as they want new agreement. If we have some of those way back, the arcade leadership stay in that place, then everything will talk me finish. Then no man finish except nothing. I was saying their car down roll. In the Liberia maintain their car roll already. Because 2007 they made a car roll for it. We saw that pick on the oil run. Some men say they're not accepting it, but they accepted the envelope. Then they get the car out. So all the things. If you look at it now, the new days are coming Liberia where some of the leaders are getting conscious minded. They are conscious minded guys now. They're thinking about the future. It's good that we have leaders that are thinking about the future. And if the lawmaker, the legislature will do that due diligence for the people of Liberia, we will get a better deal that we will benefit from. Yourself will want to even leave from here to go work in your country because the company there is a European country and they paying better. You cannot be a European country, you go to our soil and you paying people there $150 when you get a proceed, carry back to your factories in your European nation, and you pay the people there $125 per hour, $50 per hour, $75 per hour. But our own people cannot be paid per hour, they just pay per month. $150. The highest somebody pay, the highest Liberian man making at ArcelorMittal is around 5,000. The rest of them nothing. We take all the tasks from inside the count of 4. Those are people that are in the top position. But the other body casual labor, 125, 150 per month. I thought their salary was better than the government.
Alfonso, this thing, I think they say at a certain point in time, you got to take things into your own hands before it is being done. I'm getting emotional with this thing. I'm getting tired of it. You cannot have a country that you've been operating in for the past 25 years and you still giving, wait now, how ArcelorMittal taking Liberia to be? 50,000 to geology department? A whole country? What make this thing to make sense for me, Silly? I beg you, make it to make sense.
In university or not, even in elementary school, in university.
These guys, they are behaving like we begging them to do something. The 200,000, if you read the MDA, they said they were giving 200,000 United States that was every year for new scholarship. How many Liberians have benefited from that? We sat on this platform recently. We said it. We accused them. We talk about everything that's supposed to be talked about. And then recently we saw that they were posting about scholarship to Rwanda, to Ghana, to other parts of the world. Why now? The government need to ask these people. Because to my understanding, during the George Weah regime, this 200,000 was not paid. A dime was not paid by ArcelorMittal Liberia. The entire George Weah regime. So the 6 years, ArcelorMittal didn't pay a dime to the government for scholarship. They were only taking their own workers to send it to a school in Ghana, which I know. I think the Kumasi University, where they send their own folks there to learn. And when the guys come back, they take 10% of their salary every month for the school fees that they pay for them. Now, this 200,000, where is it? How many Liberians have benefited from it? For the past 20 years, you've been operating. At first, when they had the MDA in 2005, the money was 50,000. I think 100,000, yes. After the 2007 amendment, the money increased to 200,000. Now, this 200,000, how many Liberians have benefited from it? Because we're talking about from 2007 up to 2025. If only you've been paying this money every year, then we have experts in Liberia. You will never go outside to bring those experts you are bringing to serve as a mine expert, mineral expert, oil expert. All those people you bring in, you will never bring them. But because you're not paying the money, you're not paying it. Even the VTC you're using in Yekipa was not built by you. It was built by Lamco. The Lazard school you're using was not built by you, but rather Lamco. Half of the properties you have in Yekipa was built by Lamco. This thing, I think, let's hear you, Silly. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gian. Let me say good evening to Alfonso. Let me say good evening to our followers who are on the show this evening. This ArcelorMittal thing, some of us remember from 2011, we started advocacies when we were in the German Parliament, from there to the Manuel Duke Parliament, to the student community, and we had the opportunity to travel. When the concession agreement was signed in 2005, there were a lot of mistakes on the legality aspect that after our lawmakers who took over after we held the election in Liberia, they were not cognizant of the fact to take all of those English words that were used in a consent agreement into consideration. So those guys have international expert, legal expert, that certain words they can use in concession when it comes to legality, they try to make use of it. In that same agreement, we look at the housing unit they talk about. It wasn't, specified in the document which the housing unit. Maybe they could refer them to maybe the housing authority in Liberia to get the design. But the agreement only said provide housing unit. At the end of the day, when they brought continue to be housing unit for the people. So there are a lot of errors that was made in a consent agreement. And recently, when our president went to the Cape, I was so frustrated when I saw that video from Spunto when the interview was conducted. When he said, ArcelorMittal have done not just enough, but enough. That brought me down to the question that even the new agreement we want to have, will NEMA have the justice or the fair share they want to receive? When the executive have already interfered in the process, we're looking at the scholarship issue. All of those guys are sent out of country, they are their workers, they are employees. So that another tightens the plane.
I can sit on the show to say those people that they send abroad, I know more than 5 to 6 of them that were working with Mental, and they send them abroad, and those guys, their salary are being deducted for the school fees that Mental pay. So that one is crystal clear. Mental, they need to stop the operation of Mental. This thing, you're not think for her to take it diplomatically again. Chris,
it's where some of us, when the two senators traveled to the United States, were able to engage along the law because some of them make a position statement clear. And the problem now is where NEMA sits now. It's not the decision is not between NEMA, GramBassa, and BOM. If the lawmakers in NEMA and those guys from BOM and GramBassa can start lobbying, because don't get it wrong, when nothing enter the House of Parliament, when I consider agreement enter, it becomes political. Those small countries who will not feel the pain that we're going through in NEMA, they will not take that consider agreement to consideration, they will just vote on it. So if you have 30 senators in the House of Parliament, even the 3 countries stayed away from the process, you still have 24. It will still go through. So it's highly political. So what they can do, we recommend Samuel Gungwe Koga, like me when he came here. What they can do is, okay, let the bill consensus with the 3 countries right now that BOM, NEMA, GramBassa. Let them join into LOFA, go into BOMI, explain the duty of this thing to the people. That when they enter on
Chris, you see, these recommendations are fine, they are beautiful. But the problem we keep facing is that our people, we elect the wrong people to go and represent us. Because some are going to go into a representative with an empty mouth, telling him that, my man, this is the these, and these are the norms, and these are, everything that involve this entire MDA stuff. You explain it to the president. Then Mental send a representative with 50,000 USD and one brand new pickup with your son going abroad to study. Which one of the deal will be taken? Patriotism is the problem we face in Liberia. We are not patriotic. Because as we're speaking right now, there are even lawmakers that are meeting with ArcelorMittal and giving themselves, telling them that, yes, we will make it happen for you. These are our demands. Just meet our demands. But they are not taking the interest of the Liberian people. For me, the Constitution gave the power to the Liberian people. Article 1 of our Constitution says the power is inherited within the people. This is a contract. In contract law, when the 2 parties to the contract, the employee and the employer, when one person is not abiding by the contractual agreement that was signed, the other party have the right to abandon the contract. So if only if the government of Liberia signed this new MDA, I want to state here tonight, if this government signed this new MDA without mental meeting the consensus, the entire agreement that was signed in 2007, we will organize as international students. We will go back to Liberia. If they will put us in prison, they will do that. If the government will jail us, they will do that. But we will go back and we will make sure the operation Asalamenta is stopped. You can't be treating us like this. You said you're giving 200,000 USD per year. We outside here, we're representing the student community outside here. Not a single day Asalamenta have ever given money. We got students in Ghana. We got students in South Africa. We got students in the entire East Africa that we represent. But today, they only go to take their people and send it to Ghana. The recommendation you guys made down there were fine. We've been calling COGAT, we do the same thing. But again, nothing is yielding result. The advocacy you guys started, we followed the footsteps, we did the same. There have been protests upon protests upon protests. But the people, they refuse to listen. And the only way forward here now is that you stop this operation and the government invest in her people. Why would it take for you to send 10 presidents abroad? You think you send 10 presidents abroad, they come back, you just say you start manufacturing your own stuff. We too old for this thing. 170 years, and we're still here talking behind a company. Imagine within Article 20 of the concession agreement, they said they will give 4.5% royalty rate of whatever sale they will do per year. 100% you give 4.5. Make it to make sense for me now. 100% you give 4.5 to a country that you damaging every property they have. The waters that they are not safe. There are no schools within the affected community. You don't have one single expert working with you from Liberia. All your experts are from abroad. This doesn't make sense, silly.
Jill, like I was saying, the executive has major role to play into this. The reason I keep saying this, when you look at Asalamenta production when it started, when it comes to the bucket, they are increasing.
Yeah. And the bucket
have increased.
Very big. The usual bucket they used to use that you know of, Silly, they are not using that bucket again. I will show you a picture. I think I got a video here.
And the next thing is the shareholder percentage Liberia sort of have the 30% we don't receive anymore. No. They do the 15%. How you came down to 15% for 30 to 15%? How you came down? So these are things the government have to take into consideration. Those demands now from those concession areas, I think the government needs to pay attention to. So Asalamenta can be able to meet all of those people's needs and wants. Because if that don't happen, we'll keep seeing problems coming in the future. Because like anytime the people have to go and protest, you see there's either sitting police there, might hate those people because they think that though they have some kind of connection with Asalamenta somehow. So our people have been put into a dangerous situation that when I would try to come out to speak in the numbers, you see police coming in. You see the executive interfere in the process. So again, I know the NIMA, they don't come, will try their best. But again, it's highly political because if that concession agreement entered the House of Parliament, in the Senate, our people need to have the number. And my work with General Senator Koga and Senator Nyan Twanye now put on the jacket, go out there, Lord with Banjide, Lord with Ruaji, Lord those countries. So you can have the number on your side when a team, whenever it enters in the House of Parliament, so they can be able to ratify those mistakes that have been made in the past, so our people can get a fair share of what they have. If that don't happen, I see another problem come in the future. Yeah. Just imagine Nima. You see, so young people now counteracting the senators or the opposition. Why would young people in Nima were federal police be used? Yeah,
that was why should be used. Silly. We are not patriotic. We Liberians, we are not patriotic because we seen it wrong. Imagine what is going on currently. Look at Anshango Baselepo. Look at Prince Kewele. These people, according to them, they are representing the affected community. Now, who is the affected community? They are the librarians. We have people representing us. We elected people to represent us. Now, when these people are talking, then you go there to say something contrary to that only because you want a job, only because you want to be noticed. Make this thing to make sense. In law, in labor law, there is something they call bargaining. If you cannot bargain together, you will not win. The affected community cannot send representative. I'll be saying X, the senator saying X, another person counter-reacting to the senator, attacking the senator, somebody there backing the senator. The people know that we are not serious anymore. They already have the mentality that they can come and give us something and it will stay back, only for personal gain. Only for personal gain. Information we're hearing now, they have started mobilizing to go to each of those lawmakers. There are 2 of their children will be sent abroad. And if any other lawmaker take that into consideration, starting from today, we will kind of check any lawmaker in Liberia. We see your child going abroad for study. We will make sure that we get all of the evidences. Who's sending that person? Because you've not been sending your child abroad before. Anybody we see you sending your child abroad right now within this kind of situation we are in, it is about time we take the issue to our own interest. Because those that are representing us, they are not there to represent our interests again. This thing is actually beyond time for us to be discussing it on this radio, to be discussing it on this kind of platform. You got a multi-million-dollar company operating in the area. Go to Liagbala, the school that in Liagbala, when you see it, you say, I know you've been to Liagbala. The water, that rainwater, that there were the men that used to dump their sewage. The poo-poo, all the rotten food they can eat, they'll go dump it in that water. There are people will go take it to bathe, they will take it to wash clothes, they will take it to shower with it, they will do all the things with it, to even cook, to drink. That's why petty sicknesses kill our people today. Even mental, they does not have hospital. When people sick, they will take them and carry them to George Way Harley Hospital. But in the agreement, they said they will build it. That their people, their workers will benefit from that. But I can tell you, my uncle's son died at George Way Harley Hospital only because a hospital that is in Yekepa cannot afford. But you're making millions. Today, I don't know whether you listen to the hearing today. You listen to the Minister on Mines and Concession.
Yeah.
The man said that whole thing where they say 1.5 billion, I think not completed. It's not yet completed. All of the ministers had their own say. The Ministry of Justice came and said when they diverted 50,000 are supposed to go to UL to Nima University. During the time of the MDA, Nima University was not even thinking of being established. When Nima University is established now, you have signed a whole lot of memorandum of understanding with the people. You sign memorandum of understanding that you will take care of Baba School, you take care of Solowi School. But in that memorandum of understanding, you couldn't put Nima University there. Instead, you go take the 50,000 that you're giving to UL that is not even benefiting the librarian students that are studying geology there, and you send it to Nima University. Then we've been saying that they are taking money from their own pocket, because that's the mentality we've been having. That Aslam Mental sponsoring the geology department here from their own pocket. Not knowing they finish directing the money, they don't use us. Who even gave them the audacity to go and do such a thing? A legal document? So that means you are already amended the MDA, the Mineral Development Agreement. You are amended already, without the agreement of the executive, without the consensus of the legislature. That's a total violation, complete violation.
I don't want you to say with all the consensus, the coherence. Those guys are aware of everything. No, let me let you know, public servant, librarians, mean it. They pretend to us. They pretend as if everything that happening, they don't know. As long as somebody can in the system and start pushing this thing forward, all of them out there those days will see that it to see everything they're saying, they are not aware at all. They'll see that and say, so it's happening. So yeah, because they don't want to take the blame. Yeah.
And you see what happening? The men say we not get sense of understanding. That bucket before, now the bucket is almost approaching 40 feet. The one that you see now. They're approaching 40 feet. Yeah, bucket. Bucket can fill my bucket.
The bucket number have been increased in the what information we received from the senator. The bucket have been increased, I think 2 hours now from the first one have before. But Junior has said today I listening to just like I follow those guys when they appear before the House of Parliament. Then today again when they appear before the House of Senate, I follow them. But I'm a bit critical on those ministers. I have own big brother for Nima, the Lensema Minister of Public Works. Because if the Minister of Public Works came and said, what a bill or what a bill in there in the keeper for the washer whatsoever, they are not aware because they couldn't get the Minister of Public Works to give them the design. Or how the design looks there, they couldn't present the Minister of Public Works. But you allow the person to go there and present that to the community. That was the contradiction that happened there. If you need this, yeah.
I beg, because of the time, we don't have much time again. We will see if the senator, the superintendent will appear here tomorrow. If she can appear, we'll come back here to discuss this thing vividly. That people will call in because we want to start early tomorrow. If the superintendent appear, it will be a leverage for us. Because imagine the CEO sat before our Senate today and lied to the Liberian people, saying that there is no part of the concession agreement that say Liberians will have top government appointment at top ministerial managerial position at AML. That's a felony in itself. Lying before Congress is a felony. You lie before our Senate. They should jail that guy. What are you doing? Why are you walking us out free? Why are they looking at him to be passing? He has committed a felony. They didn't jail that. Oh God.
Because they are afraid because the mentality we have. That's why our leader Hamed had a pedigree to say that today. They're afraid. That's not the first time, June, or fast one did it before. That's not the first time. Those guys scared. Hamed had a pedigree. That's why we say our leader should be independent. They should have the voice and the courage. That when they say it doesn't stand by it. But you saw it today when the man said other team misled the public. He was also smiling in your face.
If that thing had been black man, the senator are going to take decision there and if we find him in the first place or send him beyond bar. They've been sending people beyond bar in that place holding content for lying. But now they can't hold in content.
That's why we say Article 10. For me personally, I say Article 10 of the 1986 Constitution should be the first article to be amended. Because the reason why we're suffering today is the fact that we had people that were representing us that didn't know the legal matters of this entire MDA. You got somebody who was in the 9th grade. They may not know nothing about law. in 2007, you have somebody who was in a maybe graduate from high school, know nothing about law. They brought whole concession agreement, put it in front of the man. What he would do? He gave me read good 2 paragraphs to understand.
Somebody will say talent bucket. You bring the man. They want to add them on legal tools.
That's what we're saying. This particular Article 10 of the Constitution should be amended. Before you be a representative, the fact is that you should be a student of political science. You should be a lawyer. You should be maybe like somebody who did public administration. All those things. It will give us leverage. Now, some of those things that were discussed today in our house, I can tell you there are some senators that know nothing about what happened.
They lost.
They know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Nothing. The constitution we had, that constitution was not under duress. Those are really under duress. The Doe regime, I'm not saying this to say, but the Doe regime did a lot to the Liberian people. You put a gun to somebody here to sign constitution, that's what I would say. 1986, that we were fighting civil war for God's sake. From 1986 up to present, and the constitution had not been amended. Imagine that kind of thing, silly. Then you still got people that can debate the fact that since the constitution didn't talk about anything in education, anybody can contest. And they got leverage. That's what the law says. Now, if this person win and go in a horse, then you get a kind of legal paper coming before them. What would be their input?
He agree.
You just agree to it.
Or disagree. All that. I agree. I disagree.
When because on the Unico stuff here on the press, they put a committee to do some of this work. Just imagine we call some of the lawmakers from Nimba, like me. I call almost 3 of them to dive into the concession agreement owners to critique what should be amended or what should be, brought forth. So the lawmakers, they told me they don't have access to the old concession agreement document. As a lawmaker on the stage, your people crying.
Yeah.
They tell me they don't have access to the concession agreement document.
See, the thing those people did to Liberians, the thing those people did to our legislature at that time. Afonso and I, we read the old concession agreement. A section of that concession agreement, the old one, it says this concession agreement shouldn't be disclosed to the public, only between those that write it and sign it. A legal document, public legal document, and you say it will not be given to nobody. So you think that
they were waiting to steal. That's why they didn't want to disclose it.
Yeah. Our people saw that thing and they accepted it.
Yeah.
They saw it at that time. They saw that particular part of the concession agreement and they accepted it. It was in
which one of them saw it? See something. Which one of them saw it?
The understanding that was there was it was bad.
Because I remember one time in 2005 when I had a town hall meeting, and I just came on top of it. I went to see marriage to do my interest. And I remember that 2005 when I had a meeting, one of the things I was saying, I remember that meeting was we just for war. They should not be critical of the people.
Imagine those things.
And I hold that, yeah. And I can't forget about that thing today. One time, people, they put myself, one time I was testing on that thing. I said, remember this thing was there before. Why people, we came for war. But you feel another 25 years agreement you're going to. Up to so much years agreement you're going to. That will affect this country or this country. But you come on, go just for war. So the legal aspect, they don't look at it. They don't critique the document.
You see, when the Civil War entered in Liberia, the rebels at that time, they started targeting Firestone. The reason why they started targeting Firestone was because the treatment of Firestone were given to our people. And there is a whole documentary about that. They killed managers at Firestone. They killed top people at Firestone. It is about time. I think I was side with you on a traditional thing. It gag me pleasant.
No, my man. If you bring that one out, carry the other advocacy, the other will say no, we won't do it.
No, they're not listening to honor. Maybe they will get it. Oh.
No, you want us to how to call it, abandon and neglect our own culture and tradition, not saying the other way to say that. Yeah,
because I think I'm trying to change my mind because I remember that Zolowi saga when the devil went up that man. There were some little changes that happened after the devil went up. There were some few changes that went on. There were some few employment that were made. Some people had their position extended. There where you saw that M&E guy, I know they say money. That guy. Yeah. So I think it is about time.
Just about time. Gio, right? Do you know the lawmaker district number 8? The number 8 invited Arsenal Mentor to that town hall meeting to update the district. What their percentage they have, the money they have there. Arsenal Mentor could take out. That was their respect to them.
Yeah.
But yet they said, as a lawmaker.
Arsenal Mentor have done that. There's so many dialogues we've called for. They never attend. They will send something on ball to come. When you can, you'll be adding that one big ball because you're taking 7 out one time at USD. We had the last dialogue we ever had was in, I think, at the ABC Gymnasium. And when they brought people that we were not expecting, after we had the impression that at that time Scott was the CEO, we had the impression that Scott was coming. Is Scott coming kind of time? Between Goy and Mensuma will come be different play that today because anyways, let's give our parting statement before I incriminate myself.
You gotta call it future justice minister. Please wait. Let me
go bow.
Yeah.
When during my regime, the first thing I'm targeting is building enough prison. The first 1 year, building enough prison compounds.
I know that Jefferson Koji and Joe, we have future generation. You want jail. But
I know why up to now, Bella Yala prison not being rehabilitated up to now because our prison are okay. We hear a lot of things about our prison. So
they think the government official themselves scared to renovate that place because when they leave for power too, when they renovate that place, they leave for power, so cash was sick.
I mean, why is true that everybody got freedom of movement. This time, when anybody appear our show, many politicians are contesting, I will ask them first. What do they get family, bro? How they are?
Now, why you see?
How they issue how many can they get? The recently I will be asking no question. These are people. By the time they finish exploiting our people, they escape the ocean with their children. They enjoy.
They run away.
The so reason why you say your children are abroad, and your children right there in Liberia, and everything you get right there in Liberia. Yeah, we might focus on you. If your mind change and you start getting there, bro, then you will tell us now how you got there, bro.
I tell you, that's what I'm saying. Any lawmaker your child going abroad. Thank God we students.
We're not saying going abroad is bad, but the issue is
no lawmaker child will go abroad.
You cannot be making law that will impact you and us in that country with our children. Then your children are there. Look at their children not even in the school. They're making law. The hospital.
You know, it's a good thing, but on the other hand, right, let's do a case study right now. Look at the government schools across the country. How many government official children attend those schools?
That's what I'm saying.
The University of Liberia. How many ministers, even the education minister right now, that's because these are things on local. The education minister we have right now, her children, maybe they're in government school in Liberia. Even if they're in Liberia, they will be in private school that the school fee around 1,000 plus.
Yeah, the American school are there.
Yeah, but those people who are doing a government school, they're not equipping the system to compete with them up there. So the kids are doing the people. I will give you a story when Dr. George went over to education ministry. We had a program, we traveled when one of the African countries, Zimbabwe. We came back with experience. Yeah, we crafted signed a 2 pages document. How to reframe or define the education system of Liberia. Those recommendations, in order to went to the ministry, where you want proof. Just imagine, we went for 1 month training with AU, the African Youth Congress. We came with that recommendation. The ministry are telling us, young people, where you want proof. When those recommendations were made, that any government officials, from the minister to the DO, they actually go to government school. Besides that, all the government schools are going to have a library for research. We crafted 72 pages document. We went to the ministry there. I thought they say about Martin Britain, there was one person, and he said that. They looked into our face, the young people. 11 of us. They said, why I want proof?
These are the flops in ministerial education now, Martin Britain. They are some of the flops.
So now, all the recommendation was left on the door.
Chris, tomorrow we have the opportunity to discuss this. We have already exhausted our time.
No, we don't have opportunity tomorrow. Even though we are exhausted, he said the president of the country is coming tomorrow.
Yeah, so I say we'll have the opportunity to discuss this because those are people that will make recommendations to. The way we say now, they will not take our words for granted, even though that we don't employ them. But at the end result, they can become our employer. Instead of us being their employer now, they will become our employer. That's the chaos we face in the country. Another thing that we'll have to discuss here is the Liberia Maritime Authority, the Liberian Port Authority. Liberia has the second largest ship registry in the entire world. Over 5,000 ships are registered under the Liberian flag. But today you go in Liberia, everything prices are high. When you got ships that are moving goods from one place to another, over 5,000 registered in Liberian name.
Yeah. But to get to Liberia.
To get 3 Corolla taxi in Liberia, that 5,000 to 6,000 being a second-hand car, go to Nigeria. Those things, they are common there, very common.
Right there, Togo.
Right in Togo, very common there.
Why don't you have far say Guinea? What people say that kind of Guinea, most people say kind of Guinea and bring Liberia.
I had one of my uncles who sent car to Liberia. According to him, he got a car in the States for a little over 1,000. Send a car back to Liberia to free that car. It almost took 4,000 to 5,000 USD.
Yeah, that's why people are afraid to send car there.
God damn it. Then we get 5,000 ship registered on our name.
I can't buy car for 3,000. I go pay 2,500.
That's what some of us. Let me out. I have money. 2 cars parking in my garage here. But then they don't know the same Liberia because if you send a charge 1,007 or 1,500 same kind of Liberia to free, it's equal to 3,000 to free.
Yeah.
So what a benefit? Why should I go through that stuff? So there's a lot of things to be done to that port, man. For that port in America, a lot of things to be done.
Yeah, we need to discuss those things. I mean, for some time now, we can't forget about District 5. We're going on a national scene. We come and get inside a minute. Me and us here.
No, the good thing is the topic we're supposed to be discussing on the next day. If the topic is revealed, either in our group chat,
we'll try to ask Celine to the chat room. Celine, I beg you,
in a group chat, we'll do more research.
I'll text you.
Yeah, we'll do more research on it. And at least we can come forward because we can go in some other people's website and other things to get more research on the online, other stuff. Yeah, that's the only way we can speak to them. I don't want to carry speaking out of,
Yeah, you get 5,000 shit registered in your name.
The 5,000 shit too, not coming Liberia. The
fact that
they wanna come in Liberia, just less than 10.
Listing, right? 5,000 shit registered in your name. This is my point I'm making.
The boy eating the money.
All the people paying tax to you.
The boy eating the money at the president. Just few guys.
Are coming. They 5,000 ship. All of them paying tax to you. But you say no, the tax they pay into you is not enough. When librarians themselves send car for that grandma to use it and go buy a little bit boy in the market, you charge them, overcharge them. You overcharge them. Up till now, we still face issue with transportation in Liberia. People moving from I can remember arrive VIP plenty time leaving from Stella Maris to go to San Nicolas. Because the TSA price is high. VIP. I was sitting in the trunk. I remember the last trunk I arrived. I said no.
I wrote VIP for Tabata Mondover twice. VIP.
Yeah, the reason COO cars in Liberia is if I'm having to buy a new car for 40,000, 50,000 to send to Liberia, I will pay more money. So people for the cheaper cars are old car, you know, very
so
cheap.
that's what we're saying.
That's why you see old cars in Liberia.
Money.
Now then they put say it will free any other car, whether old or new, that 250.
Yeah.
You see the amount of cars in Liberia, yourself will be confused.
You will get why we
Liberia be
ourselves. But again, another discussion another day. Silly, I beg you, let's hear you. Finally.
Again, let me say to the people of Nimba, the people of Liberia, I know the accident mentality is a critical issue. I will advise our leaders in the county, from the commissioner level, from the zonal head level, to the Senate. It is time now to stand up. It is time now to put the country first. It is time to put the country first. So let us rally around as people of Nimba and the people of Bon County, the people of Grand Bassa, Mike Gibby, and the rest of the counties to join us in the process to see our best that the accident amendment deed that's about to come out of the new concession agreement, so the needs and wants of the people of Nimba can be met. Again, to our senators, our two senators in Nimba, the people of Nimba are looking up to you guys. I know the lawmakers will be there, but the weight right now is on you guys, the two senators, so you make sure that the best that will be the interest of people in Nimba, the citizens, and the federal communities to be met. So again, we look forward to having a wonderful time tomorrow with the superintendent, so we can dive into some of these things that we have concerned, where we think that the people of Nimba can have a better say within that concession agreement. So thank you, Junior, and thank you, Defanso.
Thank you so much. Just a little reminder, I send you friend request. We need to add you to the official chat room before you come, and then you don't know the topic we are discussing for the day. So please confirm my friend request before you say, I want to be picking it from Liberia. I can send people request every day. I'm a friend, Afonso. Afonso, don't just confirm friend request like that. You gotta know you personally first before you confirm your request. So thank you for being here tonight, Silly.
You like your profile, then you and myself not friendly.
No, that thing for me, and that makes sense. I don't know why you'll be sending my friend request and your profile like.
But people can use different quality of image and then just what they call the way you look at it.
But again, Silly, we are the best English speaking country in Africa.
Of course.
So we'd like to say congratulations to you guys. Thank you for being here tonight, Silly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Afonso, let's hear you finally.
Yeah, so John, I will be happy to see the superintendent tomorrow. Like I said, always it's good that we come here to share our view with the people. And so it was good today. We will talk more on the next time lengthily as the process is ongoing. It will be a good thing so that we can continue to have our people, remind on more issues. So yes, it was a good show. I will join you tomorrow with the superintendent to hear from her, prepare more questions, and see how she plans to move our county forward. Thank you very much for the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, folks, it was a wonderful show tonight. We had a great time. We discussed Asila Mental Liberia. The next time we will be discussing them again. If they don't listen, we'll go there, we'll make them to listen. We'll tell the get us out, get you move. I know City didn't part of that is they get caught in me. For me, I can call it me. So City, thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks, it was a good time. We'll meet again tomorrow. to discuss.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.